So here's another example with regards to solving a system of linear equations using the graphing method. So here we have two equations, x minus y over 2 equals -4, and 8x minus 4y equals -1. Now both of these equations are in standard form, although I could multiply everything in the first equation by 2 so that I don't have fractions, and I'd have 2x minus y is equal to -8. Now, obviously in standard form, the easiest way to determine the graph of an equation would be to find the x and y intercepts. So for equation 1, if I plug 0 in for x, I'll find y must be equal to 8. If I plug 0 in for y, I'll find x must be equal to -4. So I'll graph the line there by plotting the point 0, 8 and -4, 0 and drawing a line through them. In the second equation in this system, I'll plug 0 in for x and I'll find y must be equal to 1/4. You do the algebra and you'll see that that works, because 8 times 0 minus 4 times 1/4 is equal to -1. If I substitute 0 in for y, I'll find that x must be equal to -1/8. Well, what happens when I graph these two lines, I find that they are parallel to one another. And when they're parallel to one another, then that means that they never intersect one another. And when they never intersect one another, we call this an inconsistent system. Now, another way, so therefore there are no solutions. But just a reminder, another way of determining if these lines are parallel is recognizing the shortcut that we talked about in class the other day, looking at their slopes and seeing if they are the same with different y-intercept. Sloped is opposite of a over b. For in this first line, our slope a is 2, so opposite of a is -2, and b is -1. So when you divide -2 by -1, you get +2. If we do the same thing with this second equation, our slope would be opposite of a, which is -8, over b, which is -4, and -8 divided by -4 is +2. So we can clearly see that these two lines have the same slope, but we also gave you a shortcut for finding the y-intercept. The y-intercept in standard form can be found by taking c over b. So in the first line, c is -8, b is -1, sorry, not c over b, I'm sorry, c over b. So b is -1, and we get a y-intercept of -8 over -1, which is +8. In the second line, our c is -1, our b is -4, -1 over -4 is 1/4. So these lines have the very same slope, which we see here, but their y-intercepts are different. The first one has a y-intercept of 8, the second has a y-intercept of 4. Therefore, they never intersect one another, so it is an inconsistent system, meaning there are no solutions, which we can write in words, or we often use this symbol that I just wrote here to represent no solutions.